सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शुक्लाम्भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. In the previous class, we explored the first set of the Phala śruti shlokas, which beautifully detail the tangible or the visible benefits that one, the chanter, who is the chanter, or even the mere listener of Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra attains, being dharma, artha, kama, praja, and so on. The drishta phala, or the visible benefits attained by the sincere seeker, who is a brahmana, as we saw, a bhaktiman, as was described in the Phala śruti, meaning the seeker who has his mind, his or her mind, fixed in Bhagavan. And the visible results such a seeker gains by chanting his mind, by chanting Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra with his mind fixed on Bhagavan, he gains visible benefits like yashaha, pradanyam, arogatha, abhayam, etc. that grace his entire life of this sincere seeker who is chanting Vishnu Sahasranama with utmost sincerity and bhakti. These phalas enlisted are drishta phala, the visible or the immediate results that manifest in your worldly life, fulfilling the human pursuits, which are also called the purusharthas. Now we enter, from the 10th shloka, we enter a deeper layer of the promise given by Shastram. Now these point towards the adrishta phala, the invisible or the unseen ultimate result. The unseen result, which is the ultimate result. While the first set of fruits mainly ensure dharmika and a prosperous life of the seeker, which itself is a great blessing, the Shastras does not allow you to settle there. They use these very fulfillments that are given to you or are achieved by you as a preparation for something that is much, much higher, which is the infinite. While the drishta palani, or the visible results, the visible benefits, are relative, are transactional benefits, which are within the realm of the nama rupa prapancha, this universe of names and form. The adrishta phala, the invisible benefit, is absolute, it is non-transactional benefit, and most importantly, it is not anything that you gain, that is to be gained. Rather, it is an understanding of your own true nature being non-different from Ishvara himself. The ultimate promise of the Vishnu Sahasranama chant is as we saw in the 9th shloka, the last shloka yesterday or in the previous class, Asuhu Durgani atitarati. You cross over all the difficulties, including the final and the greatest difficulty being ajnana, the ignorance of the self, or avidya, ajnana or avidya. Therefore, the highest adrishta phala is moksha or brahma praptihi, which is attainment or understanding of your identity to be one with Ishvara or Brahman. Now, the first set of Phala śruti we saw yesterday concluded with a benefit that is gained by the sadhaka who understands Ishvara as Vasudevaha. The 1000 names are not, a mere list of epithets. They are not words used to describe the character of a person or to characterize Ishvara as a person. They are a set of vibrant and multifaceted namas which give the definition of the one reality which is Ishvara. The last verse we saw in the previous class instructs one to dwell upon Ishvara as Purushottamam. Durgani atitarati ashuhu purushaha purushottamam. Stuvannama sahasrena nityam bhakti samanvitaha. It instructs one to dwell upon Ishvara as Purushottamam, and we saw that this has to be understood in light of the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Purushottama Yogaha, where Purushottamaha is revealed as the Uttama Purushaha, the one who is beyond or the one who is different from Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha, to use the same terminology as used in the 15th chapter, where Kshara Purusha is the manifest universe and Akshara Purusha is the unmanifest universe. Therefore, the manifest and the unmanifest universe put together is the universe together of all that is known and all that is unknown or otherwise knowable, not yet known, can be known by you or by someone else, either now or later, or was known in the past. So, Kshara and Akshara Purusha is the whole universe of all objects of knowledge. And Purushottamaha, who is the Uttama Purushaha, is defined as the one who is beyond or different from all the objects of knowledge, all the known and the unknown. So what is there left which is different from, which is beyond all the known and the unknown, all the objects of knowledge? It is the knower, the very subject. Therefore, Uttama Purushaha, being different from the known and the unknown or the objective universe, is revealed as the very subject, I, the consciousness principle. It is this Purushottama. Incidentally, Uttama Purusha in Sanskrit grammar refers to the first person, I. This Uttama Purushaha or the Purushottamaha, who is invoked as Vasudeva here. It is he who is invoked as Vasudeva. Therefore, Vasudevaha when it is chanted in this context of the Phala śruti, it is not merely a historical personality with some name and form. It is not Vasudeva Apathyam, not son of Vasudeva. Vasudevaha signifies the very Swarupa, the essential nature of Ishvara, the existence, the Sat, and the consciousness, the Chit principles. I will say principle, I will keep it singular because they are not different from each other. They are one and the same. Therefore, the Satchidatma, the non-dual principle that appears as Jiva, as the Jagat, and also as Ishvara due to Maya. Therefore, the Durgani Atitarati, the promise of the Phala śruti that one crosses over all the obstacles, finds its fulfillment not merely merely a chanting ritual, in a mere chanting ritual, but in the knowledge of Ishvara. That is where the crossing over obstacle is fulfilled, because the obstacle of Ajnana or Avidya is also crossed over. This requires a systematic process called Jnana Yoga Sadhana, the crossing over of Avidya. The Jnana Yoga Sadhana is a threefold sadhana of Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. Shravana means, we have already seen this, but just in case you have forgotten, Shravana means systematic, consistent study of the scriptures for a length of time under a competent guru. Manana means the removal of doubts in the knowledge gained through Shravana, which results in clarity and conviction. And Nididhyasana, in Nididhyasana, this knowledge that is gained through Shravana and Manana is internalized to remove the obstacles of or in the form of habitual notions. For a mere seeker, the chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra with Tadgata Manasaha, with the mind that is absorbed in the meaning of the pada, the words itself, becomes a very, very powerful form of Nididhyasana. Now, let us proceed to the verses that promise the benefit of understanding the Shabda Vasudevaha not as any person away from me or different from me, but as my own self, my own essential nature, the self, the Atma. This knowledge alone is said to be Anuttamam Shreyaha. This is what Phala śruti says. The highest that one can gain, which puts an end to one's seeking. There is no more seeking after this. There is no more becoming after this. Shloka number 10 and 11 we will chant together. Please repeat once after me. Vasudevashrayo martyo Vasudeva parayanaha Sarva papa vishuddhatma Yati brahma sanatanam Navasudeva bhaktanam Ashubham vidyate kvachit Janma mrityu mrityujara vyadi bhayam naivopajayate. A pivotal culminating Phala śruti. This moves beyond the relative worldly benefits which are otherwise called prayas. All the worldly benefits are called prayas. This shloka promises that which is beyond all these worldly benefits and directly reveals the ultimate or the absolute fruit of the chant, which is called Shreyas. Martyaha Vasudevaha Ashrayaha. Martyaha, meaning a mortal human being who is Vasudevaha Ashrayaha, who has taken refuge in Vasudevaha. Ashrayaha means to take refuge or total surrender or to take shelter. That is to make Vasudevaha, to make him the sole support. Therefore, this sadhaka has turned away from relying upon all the worldly supports. Such a person is called Vasudeva Parayanaha. That is the one who is exclusively devoted to Vasudevaha. As what? As Parayanaha. As the highest goal, the ultimate resort or the supreme end. Just like how you have these Olympic aspirants, Olympic gold medal aspirants who lead a life of such a discipline. They get up in the morning and they go running. And they are very, very strict about their diet, the number of hours of workout, what they think, what they drink, what they eat, what time they sleep, what time they get up. And more so, these, Miss Universe aspirants. This woman has totally stopped eating. She has been living on vegetables and leaves for decades together, aspiring to win the title of Miss Universe someday. And giving up everything, all the worldly enjoyments, she aspires or she fixes her mind, the one pointed focus. Every time she walks, she imitates, the walk on the ramp. The entire life, similarly, the entire life of this sadhaka who is Vasudeva Parayanaha. The others were gold medal Parayanaha or Miss Universe Parayanaha. But this sadhaka is Vasudeva Parayanaha. Entire life of this sadhaka is oriented towards Vasudeva. That there is no other goal this person has in life. Such a person, what happens to him? Sarva Papa Vishuddha Atma. The one who is purified of all his papas, which are not only impurities, which are translated as sins in English, which I don't fully agree, though the concept of papa in Sanatana Dharma is entirely different from the ideology of sin in Christianity. Anyway, he is not only purified of all his impurities, his papas, but papas also include the meritorious bonds which are called punya. Vedanta regards punyam also under the category of papam. They are different only in Karmakanda. Karmakanda regards punyam as superior and papam as very, very inferior, in fact nishiddham. Whereas Vedanta regards both to be one and the same. Why? Because punya also results in rebirth. The one who gains the knowledge of Ishvara as Vasudeva is freed from all punyam and papam. This knowledge is said to burn all the karmas and the consequent bondage of the karma. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Jnanagni dagda karmanam. Meaning, this jnanam, this frees this sadhaka from the vicious cycle of birth and death. And therefore, Sanatanam Brahma Yati. This sadhaka attains Brahman, which is Sanatanam, eternal, not limited by time. This is that supreme, unsurpassed result that we saw yesterday. Anuttamam Shrayaha, referred in the 6th shloka of the Phala śruti. By knowing one's Swarupa as non-different from Brahman, one is said to attain Brahman or become Brahman. How? Merely by knowing Brahman, one is said to attain Brahman or become Brahman. Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. Therefore, Vasudeva Bhaktanam Kvachit Ashubham Na Vidyate. No inauspiciousness can happen to such a seeker, to such a Bhakta, who is a Jnani. What kind of Bhakta is he? A Jnani Bhakta or an Advaita Bhakta, who sees no difference between him and Vasudevaha. And Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Bhayam na eva upajayate. Na eva upajayate means it certainly does not arise for him. They do not certainly arise for him. What are those? Janma, birth, Mrityu, death, Jara, meaning old age or decay, Vyadhi, disease, Bhayam, fear. Because one has transcended his or her identity with this body-mind complex and has seen the reality of oneness with Ishvara. 12th shloka. Imam stavamadhiyanaha Shraddha Bhakti Samanvitaha Yujyetatma Sukha Kshantihi Shri Dhriti Smriti Kirtibihi. Shraddha Bhakti Samanvitaha Yaha Imam Stavam Adiyanaha. He who is endowed with Shraddha, faith, and Bhakti, devotion, and who is studying or reciting this Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, Stavam Adiyanaha. Imam Stavam Adiyanaha. This Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, Saha, that person, such a person, what all will he be blessed with? The list is given here. He will be blessed with Atma Sukhaha. Atma Sukhaha is translated as completeness, fullness, or Purnatvam, meaning he does not lack anything in life. There is no sense of incompleteness. There is no sense of limitation, freedom from limitation, the notion of limitation. Then what else is he blessed with? Kshantihi, forbearance or patience. His mind becomes a prashanta manaha. He enjoys prashanti. Then Shrihi, prosperity or auspiciousness. Dhriti, steadfastness or a firm mind he is blessed with. Then smriti, good memory, very good recollection. Because this is very important to dwell upon Vasudevaha. I should constantly remember what I studied as the meaning of Vasudeva. If I keep forgetting what is Purushottama and what is Vasudeva, how can I dwell upon the pada? Therefore, he is blessed with very good memory, smritihi. Kirtibihi yujyeta. Yujyeta means endowed with all these, and kirtibihi, fame. 13th shloka. न क्रोधो न च मात्सर्यम् न लोभो न शुभा मतिः भवन्ति कृतपुण्यानां भक्तानां पुरुषोत्तमे. Purushottame, in that Purushottama, Krita Punyanam Bhaktanam Yanam, of those devotees who have performed or accumulated punya, who have performed noble deeds, what benefit do they enjoy? For them, in their minds, noble deed meaning here in this context, chanting of Vishnu Sahasranamam stotra. What do they enjoy in their mind? Na krodaha. Anger does not arise in their mind. What a promise. Nacha matsaryam. Jealousy does not arise in their mind. Na lobaha. Greed does not arise. Na ashubhaha matihi bhavanti. He or she enjoys an auspicious and pure mind, because the inauspicious, impure mind is not experienced by them at all. In short, they are freed from all the impurities of the mind. Kama Krodadi. 14th shloka. Dhyausa chandrarka nakshatra kham disho bhurmaho dadihi vasudevasya viryena vidhrithani mahatmanaha. From this 14th shloka up to the 22nd shloka, it talks of the glories of Bhagavan, not as any poetic description, but as the revelation, as the cause of this universe, and not being different from any aspect of this creation, revealing him as the non-dual reality of his nature of being non-dual. Vasudevaha, the all-pervading, self-effulgent consciousness principle in which the entire universe appears. Mahatmanaha, meaning the great self. Because he is sarvagataha, he is all-pervading, and it is in whom the entire universe is appearing and disappearing. Therefore, Mahatmanaha Vasudevasya, of that Mahatmanaha Vasudevaha, Viryena Vidhrithani, all these meaning the entire creation, are held and supported by his Virya, or the power. What power? Meaning the laws, the governing laws of the universe, which is of Vasudevaha himself. Now, what are all being supported? The list is given. Dyauhu, the heavens, the celestial sphere, which is Sa Chandra Arka Nakshatraha, which is along with, which includes the Chandra, the moon, the Arka, the sun, and the Nakshatraha, the stars, all the luminous bodies. Then Kam Dishaha Buhu Mahodadihi. Kam means space, Dishaha means direction, Buhu, the earth, and Mahodadihi means the ocean, the great ocean. Therefore, the list is from the grossest to the subtlest, or the subtlest to the grossest. Everything is supported by Vasudevaha, who is none other than the existence consciousness principle, the Satchit Atma alone. 15th shloka. Sasurasura Gandharvam Sayakshoragarакшасам Jagadvashe Vartatedam Krishnasya Sacharacharam. This verse declares the absolute sovereignty of Ishvara over the entire creation. Idam Jagat, this entire Jagat. Idam means which is very close, right? Which is right in front of you. Idam Jagat, consisting of Sachara and Acharya, meaning the moving and the non-moving, and Sasura Asura Gandharvam, along with the Devatas, the Suras, the Asuras, and the Gandharvas. These are different groups of celestial beings. And the list continues. Sa Yaksha Uraga Rakshasam. Yaksha are again another group of celestial people, and Uraga are the serpents. If you are following Mahabharata, you would have learnt about them. And Rakshasas. All of them, Krishnasya Vashe Vartate. They exist and they operate only under the control of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. 16th shloka. Indriyani Mano Buddhihi Sattvam Tejo Balam Dhritihi Vasudevatmakanyahuhu Kshetram Kshetrajna evacha. This is again another beautiful shloka. Indriyani Manaha Buddhihi Sattvam Tejaha Balam Dhritihi Kshetram Kshetrajnaha. So far, in the previous shlokas from the 14th and the 15th shloka, it spoke about the external creation, external to oneself. Here it comes closer. Indriyani, the sense organs, Manaha, the mind, Buddhihi, the intellect, then Sattvam, the purity of the mind and the intellect, Tejaha, the brilliance, Balam, the strength, both physical, mental, intellectual, everything. Dhritihi, the fortitude or the steadfastness. Kshetram, meaning the body-mind complex. And Kshetrajnaha, the consciousness principle. Iti etani sarvani, all these. Vasudeva Atmakani idite ahuhu. Te ahuhu means the wise people declare. As what do they declare? Vasudeva Atmakani iti. To be the nature of Vasudeva. That is, the entire Jagat is nothing but the manifestation of Vasudeva alone. If you see the contents of the Jagat that is listed from the 14th to the 16th, one who is familiar with the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita can connect it to the Apara Prakriti and the Para Prakriti, which Krishna explains as to be the manifestation of his own self. The consciousness, the Para Prakriti, and all the created aspects of the world, being the individual and the total, are all manifestation of one principle, Vasudevaha. 17th shloka. Sarvagama namacharaha pratamam parikalpate achara prabhavo dharmo dharmasya prabhurachyutaha. This is a very, very beautiful verse that outlines the entire spiritual journey of a sadhaka in 3 logical sequential steps. It shows you how the external discipline, otherwise called acharaha, leads you to the internal order which is called dharmaha, which in turn connects you to the supreme order, the cosmic order, which is called Achyutaha. So the first step, the first part is Sarva Agamanam Acharaha. Sarva Agamanam, of all the scriptures, the Vedas, the Smritis, the Puranas, the Dharma Shastras, Acharaha, meaning the daily discipline, the conduct, the routine, that alone is prescribed as Pratamam Parikalpate, as the foremost concrete step, the first and foremost concrete step. For example, getting up early in the morning, praying every day, adhering to truth, integrity of thought, word, and deed, showing respect towards elders. These are all something that has to be followed by one person, which is called Acharaha. Because this Acharaha is the entry gate to the entire spiritual journey. Sarva Agamanam, therefore, Acharam Pratamam Parikalpate. And the second stage is Achara Prabhavo Dharmaha. While Achara is said to be more physical or external, Dharmaha is deeper and a more internalized principle, which is Achara Prabhavaha, which is said to be born or said to originate from Acharaha, which is said to be an effect of Acharaha. When Acharaha is continuously practiced, it gradually becomes an internalized value which is called Dharmaha. This is why, the elders at home, they instruct or order children to do namaskara. They say, do namaskara to God or to any elders who come. They immediately say, namaskaram pannu. Whether the value has, originated inside or not, first physicalize it. First bring it externally. And as one practices this external discipline, gradually it evolves, it gives birth to the internal value, the internal bhavana. And the third stage, dharmasya prabhuhu achyutaha. Achyutaha means the one who is infallible. We have seen this also as part of the Sahasranamam. Na chavati iti achyutaha. Because he does not slip away from what is to be done, the order that does not slip away. And he is Achyutaha, who is the Lord of the cosmic order, Dharmasya Prabhuhu, the cosmic order that sustains this entire Jagat. Therefore, one has to see his or her entire spiritual journey, the exercise, the spiritual exercise, the sadhana, as a movement towards aligning himself or herself, the will of the individual, with the cosmic order, which is Achyutaha. Your discipline, remember, is not for your own sake, but to harmonize the individual with the total. 18. Rishayah pitaro devo Mahabhutani dhatavaha. Sorry. Rishayah pitaro deva Mahabhutani dhatavaha. Jangama jangamam chedam Jagannarayanodbhavam. This 18th shloka is very similar to the 15th shloka of the Phala śruti. Rishayaha pitaraha devaha mahabhutani datavaha. Rishayaha, the rishis, pitaraha, the pitrus, devaha, all the devatas, mahabhutani, the 5 great elements, and datavaha, meaning the various minerals. Jangama ajangama cha idam jagat. This entire jagat consisting of jangama and ajangama, moving and non-moving. There it was told chara and achara. Here it says jangama and ajangama. This jagat, idam jagat, narayanodbhavam, all have come from Narayana alone. 19th shloka. Yogo jnanam tatha sankhyam vidya shilpadi karma cha veda shastrani vijnanam etat sarvam janardhanat. This shloka reveals Bhagavan as the source of all the forms of knowledge and activity, all arts. Yogaha jnanam sankyam tata vidyaha. Yogaha refers to the discipline of spiritual integration of all faculties. Jnanam, Vedantic knowledge. Sankyam, analytical knowledge. Tata vidyaha, and all other branches of various sciences. Then Vedaha, Shastrani, Vijnanam cha, and the Veda Purva Bhaga, Vedaha, Shastrani, referring to other scriptural texts, and Vijnanam cha, all the knowledge gained from all these scriptures. Etat sarvam janardhanat. The verb is missing, we have to supply jayate. Etat sarvam janardhanat jayate. All these are born from Janardhana alone. 20. Eko Vishnur Mahadbhutam Prutak Bhutanyanekashaha त्रीन् लोकान् व्याप्य भूतात्मा भुङ्क्ते विश्वभुगव्ययः. A very profound shloka which describes the all-pervasiveness of Vishnu. Ekaha Vishnuhu mahadbhutam pritag-bhutani anekashaha bhutva. Ekaha Vishnuhu, the one non-dual Vishnu, mahadbhutam pritag-bhutani anekashaha bhutva, having become the many separate beings. One Vishnu having become the many separate things and beings. Treen lokan vyapya, pervading all the three lokas, and who is Bhutatma. I suppose this is the 8th nama, 7th or the 8th nama of Vishnu Sahasranama. Bhutatma. And being the Atma, the inner self of all the beings. Bhutatma. And Avyayaha, remaining as the changeless consciousness principle. Vishwabhuk bhunkte. He is the experiencer of the universe. He is the enjoyer of the universe, and also bhunkte takes various meanings. You can say as the experiencer, you can say enjoyer, and bhunkte also means the one who sustains and protects. What? Vishwabhuk, the entire universe. 21. Imam stavam bhagavato Vishnur vyasena kirtitam patedya icchet purushaha Shreyah praptum sukhani cha. This shloka summarizes all the benefits of the chanter of Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. Yaha Purushaha Shreyaha Sukhanicha Praptum Ichet. Yaha Purushaha, the one who desires to attain pleasures and also the ultimate goal of moksha. Shreyaha Sukhanicha Praptum Ichet. He desires to attain all the pleasure and also the ultimate goal of liberation. Saha, that person, that seeker, what should he do? Vyasena kirtitam. Bhagavataha Vishnoho imam stavam patet. Imam stavam patet. He should recite this stotra of what? Of Bhagavataha Vishnoho, of Bhagavan Vishnu, which is Vyasena Kirtitam, which is composed by Bhagavan Vedavyasa. 22. Vishveshwaramajam Devam Jagatav Prabhumavyayam Bhajanti ye Pushkaraksham Nate yanti parabhavam. Nate yanti parabhavam. Om Nama iti. Another powerful Phala śruti shloka. Ye jagataha prabhavaha apyayam ajam devam vishveshwaram pushkaraksham bhajanti. A lot of adjectives here. Ye, those who bhajanti, who worship Whom do they worship? Pushkaraksham, the one who is lotus-eyed, and who is, then the descriptions come, okay, and who is Ajam Devam Vishveshwaram, who is the unborn Lord of the universe, and Jagataha Prabhavaha Apyayam, who is the origination, the source, and the resolution ground of the entire world. What happens to them? Te parabhavam na yanti. Those seekers never meet with any failure in life. Such a great promise is given by the Phala śruti. He never meets with any sort of failure in his life. And nate yanti parabhavam om nama iti is repeated. The last line is repeated of the shloka to show that, to mark that this is the last shloka of the 149th adhyaya of the Anushasana Parva of Mahabharata, which contains the Vishnu Sahasranama, the Upadesha of Bhishma to Yudhishthira. The following verses, which we will be seeing in the next class, are traditionally chanted, are from the Padma Purana and Bhagavad Gita and the other scriptures. So we will see them in the next class, which is next week, same time. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So next class, next week, will be the last class, the concluding class of the Phala śruti of Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, and obviously the last class of this wonderful text of Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra itself. So I would request all our friends, please request all our friends on my behalf who have discontinued midway and who have not turned up later, to attend this one session which is upcoming next week, which will give them, because such great benefits are promised by Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra's Phala śruti, that even the listener is freed of so many obstacles and pains. So request them to come and join us for the last class. Hari Om.